This week we're going to highlight once again that historically weak soybean basis in Brazil and its potential impacts on the soybean market here in the U.S. We're also going to look at planting progress and weather trends in the U.S. and wrap things up with long-term trends in November soybean futures. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the soybean market. We've moved into the month of May here and it's time to plant soybeans here in the U.S. Before we get into that though, we're going to revisit last week's discussion on the extremely weak soybean basis in Brazil and its possible implications for the U.S. Let's take a look at that again. Again, this chart is now updated through the 1st of May. It shows the relationship between the U.S. Gulf basis for beans and the primary export port in Brazil, Paranaguá. What we're seeing is that the premium of the U.S. Gulf to Brazil soybean basis is still near $2 a bushel. Basically, the Brazil beans are extremely cheap at the moment. What does that mean? Well, it means that there's reports already. There's 2 vessels that have been nominated to the U.S. to bring Brazilian beans into the U.S. And again, reemphasize what we talked about last week. With the spread near $2, that's near the low of what was seen in the spring of 2014 when soybean supplies here in the U.S. were historically tight. That year, the U.S. took in nearly 40 million bushels of Brazilian beans and close to 70 million bushels from all origins. Let's now turn our attention to the short-term weather trends here in the U.S. as soybean planting takes place. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-storm weather. Starting out here looking at a pattern change moving into early May. Next 1 to 2 weeks, it's going to warm up quite a bit in that west. All that orange area is going to be above normal temperature. As we move further east, closer to normal temperature. Now let's shift our gears to Precip. We're looking here at a pattern starting, a fairly stormy pattern starting in about 3 to 6 days, looking at this weekend as we tape on Tuesday, and lasting for about the next 10 days. All that green area is going to see off and on showers. Let's quantify that by a bit by looking at the National Weather Service 7-day forecast. The heaviest amounts here, we're looking at the yellow amounts in Missouri, eastern Kansas, southern half of Illinois, far southern Indiana. A little bit of rainfall also up in Minnesota, South Dakota. Lighter amounts across Wisconsin in that green, northern Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio. Now let's take a look at a little different perspective. This slide's courtesy of T-storm weather. Within that blue line here, moderate to high chance of at least an inch of rain inside that area over the next 10 days. Let's now quantify progress according to the USDA. Let's look at our weekly map. Now, as of April 30th, USDA pegged a record pace of soybean planting here in the U.S. at 19%. Last year was only 7%, and the 5-year average is 11%. We look at the recent history again. This year is again tied with the level seen 2 years ago in 2021. Looking at the next 2 weeks now, we're looking at on average another 25% of the beans are planted by May 14th. And that would push us up to near, mid-30s. It looks like if weather permitting, we could surpass that this year. Let's wrap things up this week looking at long-term trends in November soybean futures. Now, November beans, as we tape on Tuesday here, are near $12.65 a bushel. That's $2.15 below last year. However, it's still $1.55 above the 5-year average for this time of year. We strongly encourage you to continue to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to defend your balance sheet. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'd be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss an upload. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.